Tastemaker.
I'm Benito Skinner.
I'm Mary Beth Barone.
And this
is
Ride. Welcome to another podcast studio across America.
We're at the Geneva Convention.
We're at the Geneva Convention. We're in, Geneva. That's where it is. We're so excited and happy. And here's the thing. Oh, I did just fart. Sorry.
That's so crazy.
That was crazy. I'm so sorry,
everyone. In front of Melrose Podcast.
No, I know. And I'm so sorry.
You farted at the Geneva Convention.
No, but I would do that though. You know what I mean?
I do.
I want to just tell them, and they've never seen someone say something like that. So they would just be like, what is this kid going to say? And then I would hit him with something globally.
Right.
But yeah, let us know if there's any other places you want us to come. I think I'm going to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
I'm going to Cincinnati, my love. I'm going to Cincinnati soon. Yeah. So I'm going to Cincinnati soon.
Why?
And I'm sure for a wedding. The cousins.
Cool.
This I gotta see.
It's wedding season.
Let's get it, baby. So yeah, I'm excited, and I would love to see if there's a podcast studio there that I could check out and just see what the lay of the land is.
Let us know.
Yeah, I'm making you laugh.
I know. It's
Go
so
hold my
fun.
hand,
I love you.
I love you.
So I have been I'm having major shoulder, neck, and back problems right now. And I think that it's my galaxy brain is too heavy.
Yeah.
Because I have a very small skull. And I think my brain's getting too big and it's actually starting to hurt.
It's swelling.
It's like, I don't know what to do with all this.
Mine is getting smaller. Cincinnati. Yeah, mine's smaller. But that must be tough. I mean, I went on a run this morning and my back, it just kind of can't do that. But I love the feeling in the middle of a run. So
I don't run. It's just not for me.
I know. I've been more just weight training. And so
Pilates for me.
See, this is that kind of dynamic conversation. It's why we have a podcast.
It's why we monetize the friendship to bring you updates like, I don't really run.
Yeah.
Grab her by the brain.
and that's a clip. Do you guys remember Grab Her by the Brain? Because I sure do. I loved that because it was just like such an easy, an immediate response for me is maybe just don't grab her.
Just don't grab her.
I think she would prefer just no grabbing whatsoever.
Yeah.
But if you want to grab her by the brain,
take some, please.
I've definitely grabbed you by the
Mine's too
brain.
heavy.
Yeah, come on, take some, girl. What? Grab him by the ball.
That's where we end the podcast.
Yeah.
So I did want to come forward because I have so much respect for our men and women in uniform, waiters and waitresses.
Yes.
I wanted to come forward and just let everyone know that I was a waitress for one night at the nicest restaurant in the entire world.
Madison Square Park, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is where Big told Carrie that he was engaged to Natasha.
I think it's called 11 Madison Park or something.
11 Madison Park.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said Madison Square Park, which is similar.
Yeah, it's these lights.
The bones are good.
I'm feeling really kind of like a zinger. I'm feeling very zinger.
Very zinger. So
I'm electric, babe.
I had I knew someone that worked there, and she was like, this was when I had quit my full-time job to be a comedian, and she was like, we're looking for cocktail waitresses in the bar. So I went to shadow for a day. And Chelsea Clinton was there, which was obviously really cool.
Of course.
And then
what'd she get? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Probably a tea or something really classy.
Rings.
Total class act and onion rings.
Iced tea, onion rings. It's her go-to.
So I had to do my training shift that night, and I just found that it really wasn't for me. And there were all these rules, and you had to memorize the menu. And then
I feel like you'd be good at.
But I didn't want to apply myself. Also, working at night when you're a stand-up doesn't really make sense. So I'm in this shift, and I'm thinking, well, at least we get to eat the food because it's like the best food in the world. And then I find out there's something called family meal, which is where you eat with the rest of the staff, which is obviously amazing. But I just assumed we'd get to eat the food on the menu.
Yeah, coursed out.
We have so much food. Like, why not share it with the people working here? That's not how they do it in restaurants. So I completed my one shift. It was 8 hours long. And I got in a cab and I just said, I don't think I can bring the reverence to this job that it deserves.
Yeah.
And so I just never talked to them ever again. They didn't email me. I didn't get paid for the training. I think we just literally went our separate ways and we said, I just don't think that's going to work.
Let's call it.
And that felt very mature. It's one of the most mature breakups I've ever been through.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounds like that actually ended on really good terms. Mine didn't when it's because we were just talking about this.
Well, we had revealed to each other that there were things we didn't know about each other.
This was shocking. So we went to dinner recently. You wore a little fur stole.
Yeah. We went to horses.
Yeah.
Let's just say it. Call a spade a spade.
We went to horses. And we were there and you said this to me and I thought, I'm still learning about my wife. Like, how cool is that?
Well, while I was working, I just thought, I want to eat here. Mm-hmm. I don't want to work here.
Yeah, totally. And that's fair.
I think it's okay to say that. Like, I just am not, I don't have it in me to be a waiter or waitress. I don't have the strength, honestly. I think those are, especially in New York City, those are some of the bravest people we have. They are out there on the front lines.
Absolutely. Also, to do that, and
they deserve tips.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, if you're not tipping, don't go out.
Gold coins.
If you're not tipping, don't go out.
Don't go out.
Yeah. So here's my thing. We're at this dinner, and I realized that there are things I'm still learning about you, and I thought I haven't told her about my 2-week stint working at a candy store in Boise, Idaho. So I thought it would be cute. It's called Powell's. I think it's still there.
The Glenn Powell family.
Yeah, well, of course.
It's Glenn Powell's ice cream shop.
You know, they've got their claws in all the states.
Ice cream shop. Well, movie star, ice cream shop, ketchup brand.
Oh, yeah. I need to try his ketchup.
I would love to try his ketchup.
Next time I see him at an event, I got to try your ketchup. Fucker.
Hey, get over here.
I know that Glenn Powell and I would have a fun little zinger fest back and forth.
I think so too. I just hope
he could grab me by the neck. Grab me by the brain.
Grab you by the brain.
I said, grab me by the brain, Glenn.
I just hope I'm there for that.
Me too. So here's the thing. I worked at this candy store for 2 weeks. I had a different thing in my head of what it would be like, but they play Willy Wonka all day.
The movie?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is on screen in the store with the music playing all day. To a point now where if it's like, come with me, I'm like, I have to unfortunately
leave.
Hit someone.
Yeah.
I
did that song in voice lessons, just so you know.
Oh, good.
5th grade, yeah.
But
I'll never sing it to you. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's right in your register, though.
It is.
Come with me.
I mean, I'm not going to do it
and
right
you'll
now.
see. So I get there for the first day of work, and I have in my head that I'm going to wear ice cream, like the brand that Pharrell had, the like Billionaire Boys Club offshoot ice cream, because I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to be like really styled out. Like this is going to be cute. And in my head, this is like so cute of me, and kind of like if people come in. Also, I don't know. I think a part of me was like also like there might be like a cute guy that comes in.
There's a romanticism to the idea of having a job like a waitress at the nicest restaurant in New York, and like a gay guy that works at a candy store.
Right. And I'm kind of like body was going crazy, and I'm kind of like me scooping gelato, and then someone like comes in and he's just like, okay. Who the hell was that? That didn't happen. Instead, it was kids stealing all day, and I would have to go up and like confront them. And by the end, I was just like don't do this. I can't be here to see it, or just like be better at it. That would be awesome too.
Please.
So first day of work, it's this couple who owns it, and I assume anyone who would own a candy store would be nice. The guy was such a fucking prick. I can't even describe it to you. It was like, when it's hot in the summer in Idaho, it is literally like 103 degrees dry, like, and the driest weather. Like it is so fucking hot. So, it said like black pants on the thing, but I know that within law, if you're not providing it, you can't require it. Mm-hmm. And so, I kind of knew that. And so I said that, and they were kind of like, oh, I was just like, but
Elle Woods up in here.
I'm like, but I kind of like, I don't really wear black that much. So I'm like, I don't have black pants like that aren't like slacks. And they were like, you have to wear the slacks. I'm like, all right. So I wore these like slacks. So already it's like my outfit is totally thrown off. Like I can't show off my calves. It sucks. You can't see my like cool socks that are flare. And it was just a total bust already. So then the girls I was working with, they were in cahoots with each other, and they were like, you're going to do gelato. You're so strong. Like you're going to be amazing at gelato. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Like that sounds so cool. Like I, do testers and stuff. Holy fucking shit. You have to clean all of it. You have to like the amount of tests. And now I really limit how many tests I do. And this is why I think everyone should work in the service industry at some point in their careers.
At least one shift.
Because the sheer amount of like how fucking annoying it is when someone asks for like 6 flavors and then doesn't get one. I'm just like, oh, you have to be kidding me. But one day I'm in there and this woman goes, I'll try the lemon sorbet. And I was like, totally. I give her the tester. She looks me in the eye as she takes it and goes, "Oh, that's just delicious." I almost completely busted out laughing in this woman's face, but I was just thinking to myself, my whole time I thought I was going to meet like a cute guy who came in here and kind of like fell for me, and then it would be like secret and we wouldn't do anything, but it would have felt cool to me to have like a little flutter inside. Yeah. Instead, I'm like, I'm with
Mrs. Robinson.
Which I kind of didn't mind. Like that was great too, but I'm like, what is this job? Mind you, this whole time, come with me. It's just always playing in the background. See. Like I can do the entire movie, like start to fin. Like, and one time I said, maybe we do the Johnny Depp one, just kind of shake it up. And they were like,
problematic no. Much.
Literally. That's what they all said that at the time. But yeah, so then I quickly got another job as a Manny because it was just not, oh my God. And a teacher came in who worked at my school one day and he was like mad at me. I didn't give him the discount. And I'm like, they don't let me give discounts out.
Also, are you giving me better grades for free?
Exactly.
Is this an exchange of services?
But yeah, he was kind of saying this and I was just like, oh, I don't fuck with any of you. And
how much could the discount have been? That's what I want to know.
And the girls I was working with were just like not, like, I thought it would be like me queening out with these divas and they were not into me at all. Like they didn't really fuck with me. And I was so sad because I was just like, I have nothing if not a heart of Dixie. And like, I think a lot of Rizma and Riz and Kenergy. And they didn't see any of that in me. They just like kind of fucked me off and kind of were in their own vibe. And yeah, I was really happy to get out. Also, the owners of it had a camera that went to their house. So they watched us. So if we ever weren't working during the day, they would call. It was crazy. I was like, and on my last day to the woman who owns it, I was like, your husband's awful. And I'm so glad I said that. And she just kind of had to sit with that. And I was just like, I just want you to know, like, your husband's a really mean guy. Like, I hated working here.
Whoa, I love that you said that.
Which I'm so glad.
I wonder if they're still together.
I hope not.
You should have asked them their biggest fight.
She was lovely. I should have. I hope it was about that. Because like I could tell she was kind of like, I love this, this little fucker.
Yeah.
But he wanted nothing to do with me.
Until you walked a mile in our hokas, you just don't know what we've been through.
So I crop dusted Powell's and I never went back.
Should we get into what we ride for?
Yes, please. Today I will be riding for something I've been waiting to ride for a very long time, the Pavlovian dog.
And I will be riding for spontaneous generation.
You didn't even tell me that.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it with Pavlovian dog for a while.
That was spontaneous generation.
Yeah.
First, there was Born This Way. Then there was Born in Reaction to.
Then there was Born in Reaction to.
So hit it.
I think you know what we're talking about. We're talking about Crap Eyewear, an independent sunglass brand designed and tested beachside in Los Angeles. That's right. It's on the Venice Boardwalk.
Beachside. Actually, they have a fabulous brick and mortar there. I've been to it.
Born in reaction to an overpriced and overly serious sunglass market, they're on a mission to create funky, earth-friendlier eyewear without the heavy retail markup.
I have those silver ones with the kind of flame lenses. I wore them the other day watering Terry's plants. They're not mine, by the way.
The plants?
Yeah, they're not mine.
No, they don't claim you.
This crap, they're mine.
Those
the plants are Terry's.
Not so much.
But oh my God, and they're just like cutesy magootsy. And then I went on a little walk and just strutted through.
You strutted your stuff?
Yeah, but I felt very sexy, very fast and furious, if you will.
Well, what's earth-friendlier? Terry's plants or your crap eyewear?
Well,
I have 12 pairs. They make the best priced premium sunglasses on the market. Handcrafted bioacetate, which is biodegradable, frames with optical grade lenses, that's CR39, with 100% UVA UVB protection, which like if sunglasses don't have that, it's like, what are they really doing? We're not sure. Certified carbon neutral business, that's Crap Eyewear, and independently owned.
Head to crapeyewear.com to shop. That's CRAPEYEWEAR.com to shop. Use the code RIDE at checkout for 20% off full price items.
Thanks, you Crap Eyewear.
Thank you, Crap Eyewear.
Barone's on staff at our newest advertiser convinced their bosses to let them advertise with us. So you know this one's going to be for our girls.
Hill House, the haunting of Hill House.
By the way, I would love to be in the boardroom where they're like, we want to advertise on this one podcast. And they're like, what?
And then they play them, me going,
my name is Benito.
And I live at Hill House.
So Hill House Home invented the viral nap dress. I don't know if y'all knew that, but celebs like Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Anne Hathaway, and Kathy Hilton have been spotted in Hill House. Also spotted in Hill House, Pinky Tiny Baby Princess Barone, because I have the softest sheets from Hill House Home.
Their bathrobes and pajamas are so soft, they're perfect for a getting ready moment. Hello, the bride or groom to be, or the brides. I mean, come on. The PJs are made from the same cotton fabric as their baby one. No, I'm always a first take wonder. As their baby onesies, so you can sleep like a baby.
And you can also monogram them.
So here's the thing. I have also slept in your sheets.
You have.
And my goodness, did I sleep well. It was so, I woke up and I go, did we really do all that last night? Or was it just a dream?
Yeah. And then you showered with Sydney Sweeney's bathwater.
Well, yeah, of course.
Get 15% off your first order of $100 or more at hillhousehome.com with code RIDE15. Again, that's code RIDE15 for 15% off your first order at hillhousehome.com.
The haunting of Hill House.
Hill House Home.
Article.
So here's the thing about Article.
Yeah,
I've talked about it before. Ooh, I have the lamps. I have the cuck chair. I mean, it's totally fabulous. I actually have 2 cuck chairs, but one's at my parents' house because I couldn't fit them both in my apartment.
Well, they needed one. The chair is kind of like, it's the chair. Like when people see it, it's sort of kind of like.
She did it with chair.
She so did it with chair. And when I walk into my room at your place, it is just kind of like, I don't know, there's like a celebrity in the room.
When you walk into the corner.
That's my room.
Article offers a curated range of mid-century modern, coastal, and Scandi-inspired pieces that not only shine on their own, but also pair seamlessly with nearly any other Article product, or even like the couch that I got reupholstered from my parents' house. This thoughtful design approach makes it incredibly easy to mix and match, helping you create a space that feels cohesive and stylish. I feel like everyone's moving right now. I hope they get all their furniture from Article.
So Article takes great care in curating its collection, focusing solely on high-quality, meaningful pieces that will stand the test of time. Time is a
circle.
There's no filler. That's us. Hey.
Terry on his Instagram story.
I do not have filler. Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship. Back to Article.
If we get filler, we will tell you, by the way.
Of course, you'll be
Botox.
You will be the first to know.
Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship, design, and lasting value. It's also fast and affordable. And guess what? Assembly is really easy. They can actually send a professional if you prefer a hands-off experience. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/ride and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/ride for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Do you want me to? I'll go first.
Yeah, I'm so curious.
Quick.
Yeah.
So basically, I remember either in elementary or middle school, we were learning about like history and, the history of science and things like that. Because it wasn't just about like the history of like the world wars and whatnot.
Yeah.
We also learned about the history of science. So we learned about this time in human history where people thought that things that were alive could be born in reaction to things that weren't alive. So I'm gonna read you the definition on Wikipedia of spontaneous generation.
Yeah, and maybe get Pavlovian dog ready to go. Just in another tab.
Spontaneous generation is a superseded scientific theory that held that living creatures could arise from non-living matter and that such processes were commonplace and regular. So it was hypothesized that certain forms like fleas could arise from inanimate matter such as dust, or that maggots could arise from dead flesh. So back before they knew that like those things are just like attracted to so maggots don't like come from the human body. They are attracted to the human body, so that's how they like get there.
Dear media.
Clip that. I mean, yeah. God, you'd be insane not to.
I mean, it's like I see the viral clip in front of me. Like you have
just
to take
please
advantage.
Take it and run with it.
Yeah.
So what they did eventually was there were these scientists that wanted to disprove this as a theory. So what they did was they put raw meat out and they covered it, and because these certain people thought that flies were born in reaction to raw meat. But it turned out that when they covered the meat, no flies were born. So they were able to disprove the fact that spontaneous generation was a thing. So I just love that we're like teaching about like our L's. Like that was
Big
wrong.
L's.
Why are we still talking about it? But because like we learned and we grew from it.
Like Bay of Pigs.
And it's like changing your mind. Literally. It's like, oh my God, we thought this thing was one certain way, but then we actually learned through like hypothesizing and testing that that's actually just not what's happening.
No, it's like so cool. It's like when people come for JFK, I'm like, yes, but he did go on record and he was like Bay of Pigs, like my flop era.
Totally.
Which I think is it's kind of fabulous. When do we really see that? I would say not ever.
Humans acknowledging their flop eras, either as a whole or the individual, maybe that's really what the lesson is here. And it's part of owning your history as well. I just think it's funny to like teach a bunch of kids about something that's just like not true and be like, and it's not true. That's kind of cool.
Yes.
And we can learn from our past and just say like, well, yeah, we actually thought that thing was one way, but it's not.
And to just be like, how cool is it to know that now? Totally. And that we went through the processes and we checked this out. Because let's see this through.
Let's see it through.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Those are the kind of science things that I just get from start to finish. I just know exactly what that is, and I could write such a perfect little answer on a test for it.
Well, it's closing the loop.
Exactly.
I mean, how cool is it that it's not a theory, it's proven? And
we're done.
I mean, don't make me bring up 6.023 times 10 to the 23rd because so much of science is theory. We don't know. These numbers are so big, we can't possibly even really calculate them. So to have something that's like a physical experiment that we could do, we can apply the scientific method. I mean, I can only hope that Galileo would have been proud of what these guys accomplished. Well, he'd be proud of his
great-great-great-granddaughter.
I know.
His little galaxy brain. Grab her by the galaxy brain. Wait, can that be merch? Please. Wait, someone just make that. We don't need to do it.
No.
But like someone make it and like put it on Etsy.
On Etsy, please.
Yeah, like go to town with that. No, this is amazing. Like we have to acknowledge our flops and our hypotheses that are wrong. Like when I thought that at a certain point, like if an event has too many people, that how could you possibly have security for it? But Copacabana has unbelievable security. I have come to know this, and I am so glad that I know this now because we're coming.
We are coming. Carnival.
Sorry, we're coming. But it really blew me away. I just like, I don't know. I think because I got, I think when I said this on Jake Shane's, when we were talking about Copacabana, which as always, you know better. My wife knows better.
I read articles.
How did you know about the security there? Like this is just something that I kind of say this for everywhere. I thought this was just kind of everywhere on earth, which I think is just like my ignorant American Western brain. Hate it.
Well, there are certain things that are unfathomable.
I hate it up here.
And having 2 million people in one space
safe
is unfathomable.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, that event in America, oh mama.
So after the unfortunate tragedy at Astroworld, I did read a lot of articles about how large events manage people and they keep people safe. And there are events that is so much thought and planning is put into, and they actually look at the numbers.
Brazil, we love you.
There are practical uses of science, much like in disproving spontaneous generation, which, by the way, was like the prevailing thought of how life was created for like 2 millennia.
Yeah.
Until these scientists came in and said, like, we actually think that that's not true. So, yeah, use science in a practical way if you can. That's all I have to say about that. And it's okay to reflect upon things that we once thought were true, like how I used to be Republican.
Yeah. You said all this when you quit 11 Madison Park.
I did. I'm going to apply science here, and I'm going to say that it's just like molecularly, it's just not right for me. And I saluted them, and I thanked them, and I shook all their hands. And that's all I have to say on that.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
So speaking of yes, chef, I am going to talk about the Pavlovian dogs.
I'm excited.
These fucking hounds have got me just all my panties.
They've got you by the brain.
They've got me by my freaking brain, dude. Can you pull up just like a little background on the original? I just want to have the dates just in case. This will be the only fact I check. It's Pavlovian dog.
Of course I will.
Just a little, yeah. I like that I never use my phone in it. I just think that if I did, I know I'd see a text that stresses me out.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. Classical conditioning.
Yeah.
Also known as Pavlovian conditioning, is a behavioral procedure in which a biologically potent stimulus, for example, food, a puff of air on the eye, a potential rival, is paired with a neutral stimulus, like the sound of a musical triangle. The term classical conditioning refers to the process of an automatic conditioned response that is paired with a stimulus. It is essentially equivalent to a signal. The Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov studied classical conditioning with detailed experiments with dogs and published the results in 1897.
Was it with German Shepherds, I believe? In my head it was. Don't look that up.
Okay, we're not looking it up.
So I found out about this when I was in middle school, I believe. This was brought up to me. And at the same time, there was an episode of The Office that did a Pavlovian dog. So, I mean, whoever pitched that, real recognize real. But where I think it was something where John Krasinski's character did something with Dwight where every time he turned on his computer, he like offered him a mint or something. And then one day he didn't. And then Dwight had like a dry mouth. I just think this is we are animals. We are miracles. And it's just I think this is so incredible. It's power, grab her by the brain because there's just so much power there. this is one of those things that I just, exactly like what you said, that scientific combustion.
Spontaneous generation.
Exactly. So I would have killed that test.
Combustion.
But I just immediately, I'm like, I get this and I feel this. And it's so crazy when like a scientific method you can feel in your real life. Like when I step foot in the Cinemark North Hollywood, my tongue gets a little dry. But back here, like where my glands are, these start to swell a little bit.
No,
because
I know.
they need a Coke motherfucking Zero.
Yeah.
And to quench that, and then the second I quench it, then my taste buds come in and they go, we need popcorn. We need a freaking watermelon Sour Patch Kid. It's like immediately with smells and these triggers. And I think the stimuli is just the popcorn smell. You're in and you're like, boom.
And seeing Paul Mescal's costume from Gladiator 2.
That to me, it's those immediate signals that you see and you go, boom. You go, whoa, oh my God.
Well, I think it's so, first of all, when we explained to Terry that you were going to ride for this and you explained what it was, he goes, well, duh, obviously. We were like, they train these dogs for their mouths to water or something. Like it's a physical response to something, like a stimulus.
I'm glad that the world is just so obvious to you, but I find whimsicalness everywhere. Whimsicalness
And whimsy.
I find whimsy in everything still.
I don't know how we got conditioned for this. And I know this is it's not just me. It's not a singular experience, but I know there is a group of people that when they walk into a Barnes & Noble, they have to take a shit.
Whoa.
Something about the feeling of being in a Barnes & Noble, they have to take a shit.
Mine, I need a Frappuccino. Do you get that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I was at Monkey Bar here. Have you ever been to Monkey Bar?
I don't think I have.
Which it was so funny. After I was there, I watched the Sex and the City episode that they're at Monkey Bar. She's there with Big.
That can happen.
Yeah, it can totally happen, just like 11 Madison Park. But behind me, there was a painting of all these, like, it was very Midnight in Paris. Sorry. And everyone was like, oh my God, that painting's so cool. And I was like, yeah, it's very Barnes & Noble. And everyone was like, ouch. But I'm like, do you know what I mean? The Starbucks always had like all these like writers and it felt very Midnight in Paris. I don't know. It was like Pablo Picasso next to like Sylvia
F. Scott
Plath.
Fitzgerald. Yeah.
Exactly. Next to
Ella Fitzgerald.
Suzanne Collins. I don't know, something about this. I just think it's so fun that you feel it out in the field. And I think I wish more people felt the need to have mints.
Totally. Well, I got mints from a car I was in the other day. The driver had mints and I brought mints because I thought you might want one later. And I was right.
You were so
I had them in my bag.
Well, I felt, oh my God, we were at the Gotham's my God.
We had fun.
Gotham's finest, sweetie.
We had fun.
You were so, I'm glad we didn't do accents, but a part of me wanted you to say,
I know.
I got these.
I know.
Scars. And I was going to be Bane. I just want everyone to know, but I thought maybe you couldn't hear me. Gotham!
Right.
Is how I wanted to start it.
I was born in the dark.
You invented it. Tom Hardy, come on the pod.
Please, we would love to have you.
He would have the time of his life.
We would welcome
here.
you with open arms.
Yeah.
Attention renters. All my girlies are moving and I know they're renting.
Wait, that is so funny you say that. Yeah, literally, my legendary barista was telling me that she's moving. And I was just like,
moving.
Wait, yeah, it's kind of like insane. It's like new season vibes or something.
If you haven't heard of Bilt, you're about to thank us. Earn your favorite airline miles and hotel points through Bilt just by paying your rent on time. I mean, it's something we have to do anyway, so let me explain.
There's no cost to join, and just by paying rent, you unlock flexible points that can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more.
When you pay your rent through Bilt, you unlock two powerful benefits. First, you earn one of the industry's most valuable points on rent every month. No matter where you live or who your landlord is, your rent now works for you.
Second, you gain access to exclusive neighborhood benefits in your city.
Bilt's neighborhood benefits are things like extra points on dining out,
complimentary post-workout shakes, free mats and towels at your favorite fitness studio, and unique experience that only Bilt members can access. And when you're ready to travel, Bilt points can be converted to your favorite miles and hotel points around the world, meaning your rent can literally take you places.
So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Love me like you do. Love me like you do.
Start paying rent through Bilt and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbilt.com/ride. That's JOINBILT.com/ride.
Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbilt.com/ride to sign up for Bilt today. Simply Pop is a new fruit-flavored bevy of prebiotic sodas made with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health and vitamin C and zinc to support immune function.
That's why Simply Pop contains the same real fruit flavors you know and love, and no added sugar. Makes for a soda that even a juice would drink.
Whoa, soda just got juicy. Simply Pop, the new juicy prebiotic soda. Simply Pop tastes like it looks, but better. With all the juicy, fruity flavors you love from Simply.
I personally love strawberry. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what makes up my innards.
Mm-hmm.
And when you add the 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health, come on now.
My favorite is the pineapple mango.
Vacation love.
Pair that with zinc and vitamin C to support immune health, and you just can't beat it.
And I never would.
Find Simply Pop and any of its 5 juicy flavors by visiting us online at cokeurl.com/simplypop. That's COKEURL.com/simplypop.
Well, we've trained all the Barones all kinds of things.
They have let us know.
The Pavlovian, I am a Pavlovian dog. Someone, I was just going to say this, on the Gotham red carpet, someone said obsessed, and I almost to them yelled bleep it. And I'm like, oh wait, I can't do this out in the field.
I just love that there is like, so these are the things that make me feel like human and that we are all connected, because this is crazy. Like that you can have a physical response, an internal body response to something that you have trained yourself.
Look at us with coffee in the morning.
I know.
It's just like you can see it through your whole day. It's like a smell will make you feel this way. Is it you'll start to salivate. Your nipples will go hard, by the chilliness of the air conditioning, and you know that something crazy is about to happen.
Or, you'll feel a pang of internal pain when someone walks by you wearing the same perfume as your ex-best friend. Things like that. Monsieur Cherie.
Of course. Oh my God. I think the first time I really experienced this was as a kid. I would walk into Abercrombie Kids and smell Chase, the cologne, and I'd be like, I have to shop.
Yeah.
I have to ask my mom
for everything. There is a Pavlovian
in
response in the Abercrombie store.
Abercrombie, kind of like very much a part of their business practices is Pavlovian dog.
Can their Barones let us know on the Reddit or otherwise, like what are some of your Pavlovian responses? Because I would just be so curious.
Yeah. What are your little things? Like mine, I think in the morning, it's definitely coffee for me. I need that. If I'm with you, there are some things like I have to go to Miu Miu.
When I'm in LA, I need to order the katsu chicken from Tender Greens.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, if I smell like sunscreen or something, I need to rub like sand on my feet.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
We have to go to the beach this summer.
Me too. I know. Everyone's like, what are you and Terry doing for vacation? I'm like, he's busy, but I'm going to take the wife somewhere.
Yeah, I personally can't wait.
I think we should go to like Mykonos or something.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
totally.
I just want
peak
like
season, not off season.
Peak season. I want one Barone to be like, you guys vacation together? And
I want to go there in a thong bikini.
Exactly, with heels on. And I'm always in like really low, like I'm really getting the like.
The James Bond.
The cum gutters
Daniel
out.
Craig, yeah.
I didn't know what else to call them.
That's what they're called.
Cum gutters, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad we could talk about that. But yeah, I feel like, us on a vacay.
I have a Pavlovian response to cum gutters.
Yeah.
I won't say what it is.
Can I say, oh my God, we had a great conversation about this recently because someone was talking about deodorant and like all this, BO and stuff. And finally you and I could have a second to just sit with each other and say, when the guy's got a little BO, I really like it.
I like it too, a little bit. It shouldn't be radiating off of you.
Well, of course not. I shouldn't.
If I'm close enough to you, I want to be able to smell
I'm not talking sweat tour.
No, we're not talking crash tour.
I love that when we're at the UN, we had to do these very serious topics. No, it's just like, I want to smell that maybe you tried to put deodorant on and maybe a little bit of a spritz.
Or you've been out all day. Oh, and I want to say one thing.
Oh my God, it literally like, do you see me? I'm like, I'm totally animalistic right now.
I have a Pavlovian response to guys who are wearing t-shirts that are a little bit too small, because I think every straight man could be buying t-shirts a size down.
You taught me that. And when I put on a little T in front of my wife, you kind of go...
I have a Pavlovian
The German
response.
Shepherd jumps out, sis.
Yeah, I just think like you guys could be doing yourselves more favors. I just think straight men, whatever t-shirt size you think you are, buy a size down, try it out, go for a walk, and just see what the response is, because I think it's going to be overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, I got a couple little titty tops for you recently. I think you're going to love them.
You have a Tom Ford black t-shirt that I still think about.
Oh, yeah.
With a gold chain and a wide leg pant.
When I whip that out, you're like, is your toast, girl.
Also, give your straight friends and boyfriends permission to buy wider leg jeans. I think some men are clinging on to skinny jeans, and you just don't have to. It's more comfortable. It's not a critique, and whatever people want to wear is up to them. I just think
it's never a critique.
It's never a critique.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to buy a wider leg pant. Get used to how you feel and look in them, and then just see what happens.
I've gone so wide. And someone commented, Benny, you need to figure out how to wear really wide pants. And I'm like, I think I kind of have. But
that has to be a sarcastic
But I'll
comment.
take the note.
No, that has to be sarcasm.
Yeah, because I'm like, my pants get bigger and bigger. Like let's just say if I fell out of a plane, I'd make it down okay.
I think so too. And
it'd take a while, but
I know you haven't watched The Rehearsal season 2 yet, and we can't talk about it on the pod because it's been too recent, but
topical.
I'm excited to hear what you think.
I can't wait. He is a genius. He really is.
We'd love to have him on the pod.
Yes, I'm sure he would love. I mean, yeah.
I think here's what I love about the pod that I realized when we were editing it last week. We reference the podcast so much while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like
it's self-referential.
Yeah, exactly. It's very like brat in a way.
And break the fourth wall.
It's very Fleabag.
We're always referencing what we're doing in the moment.
Well, of course. And I didn't know. I'm like, do other podcasts not do this?
I don't know.
I wouldn't know. See, I also don't know what ads are like on other pods. So don't tell me. We will never know. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I ride so hard for spontaneous generation. I think it is so cool to just be like, fuck, well, that's not it. So that just happened. The boss coming in and going, hey, so how'd it go? And we were wrong, sir. Oh boy.
Boy, we were wrong.
Boy, we were so wrong, sir. Wait, someone, oh my God.
Marilyn Monroe.
Wait, I keep bringing it up. Well, of course. This is a scene from Some Like It Hot, but it was so funny. In London, someone asked me a Barone, which, oh my God, the Barones who came to the London event. Oh my God, I love you kids. I'm still talking about London. What the hell, dude? But someone there goes, do Emma Watson here. And I was like, I don't think I can do it in front of you. It's like, if I was hearing it I'm like, but I've never seen a real maggot before.
I've never been to a house party before.
Oh my God, this is so interesting. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I might go to Cape Cod. So it'll be Emma Watson going to Cape Cod for the second time, and that's going to be huge.
Whoa, I just hit the mic with my chin.
Yeah, I know.
I want to know what the discourse is. Actually, no. Actually, I don't.
Good. And we're keeping all that.
We're keeping that.
But yes, I think spontaneous generation is incredible. I love that it has a finite period at the end of it. We're done. We figured it out. Let's move on.
It's an era.
Yeah. And I get where they were coming from. It does feel like maybe bacteria would have like done that. I don't know.
Or something.
I'm like obsessed with skin, obviously. So it's like bacteria can do all kinds of crazy things that I'm learning about. And it's a real bust. Rosacea alert. We'll talk about that in season 6. Mm-hmm. But I'm so deeply excited you brought this to the table today. You always teach me about some of my next favorite scientific experiments, but what do you think of mine today?
I ride for the Pavlovian dog. Again, I just think it what we really need to be thinking about in these trying times, these chaotic times, is like we are human and like we need more togetherness and unity. We need more common experiences. I think when you can relate to people, you can really see their humanity on a scientific molecular level. Like we are all equal. So I just think things like this, to me, I'm like, it all ties back to just like the humanity of it all.
We're all Pavlovian dogs. We all overcompensate.
And our DNA is not that far from a banana. I want you to think about that. The DNA of a banana, and Dear Media clip this, is so close to the DNA of humans. I think it's closer than humans to butterflies.
So that's some shit that if you ever say some shit like that on my podcast again, I'm going to have to grab you by the brain because you're just too smart and you're making me feel uncomfortable. Oh, I assume you want to pay for dinner too? I love you.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. What would be our little sound? I think when we say taika, they probably salivate.
I would love to have a Pavlovian response with the Barones, and I don't know if we'll ever get there, where we say something that they have a sexual response to.
I think I can think of a couple things. My name is Bendy.
Oh, my exit.
Benny, babe, eyes on the road. Benny, look out!
Ride.